Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Premier League. Today we have a very special matchup for you today. It's TopFrag versus 143 eSports in their division finals, which this will also be the semifinals for the whole tournament. So I'm really excited to be here. Today I am joined by none other than Bagel. Bagel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Yali. How are you?
I am here to cast, I guess.
Yep, born ready to cast.
Yep, it's casting time, baby. But yeah, I will say there is something a little goofy about this game. That is that 143 Esports have been a naughty boy. They broke the rules, and so for this game, Top Frag has a full map advantage. So if the first game goes in their favor, they will be winning the whole series automatically. We will still be playing the second map, if only for fun, but in the very least, yeah. I don't know. I'm looking forward to this, Bagel. How about you?
I'm looking forward to it too, but I think there is one very special thing about the cast that you did forget to mention. Our friend
Oh,
Public. Anything you'd like to say? So, Public Space is here, and he is just a soundboard, and he is not going to be speaking, but he will be adding color commentary through noises.
yes. Thank you, public. Um, yeah. So starting us off, I guess I'll start off. First map, we've got Oregon, which we all know it's Snorrigan, Borigan, whatever you want to call it. All of our favorite nicknames.
Ah. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, I fell
exactly.
asleep. Did you say Oregon?
I did say Oregon,
Okay,
unfortunately,
yeah, sorry.
but
I heard the O and I was
yeah,
out.
right. That being said, I am really excited for the second map because the second map is going to be Skyscraper, which is hands down my favorite map in the map pool right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're allowed to have bad opinions, you know. It's interesting. It's fun to watch. I'm excited for it, but I mean, not really the best map.
I will fight you on that. Okay, actually, you know what? It might not be the best map, but it's still my favorite. It's got
It's
character.
definitely fun to watch.
Yeah.
Though part of me's hoping we don't get to it. I don't know the map all too well.
That is a okay. I can carry you. I can carry you hard.
First time you'll ever be able to do that.
True. But yeah, I mean, moving on from that, obviously we've got players on the teams, Bagel. Both teams
Lots of them.
consist of five players on both teams.
Hmm.
Um, including but not limited to. I can't see the lobby. Hang on, we're getting there. We're almost there.
We're almost at the
Okay,
lobby.
well in the meantime, I've got some stats here. Speaking of stats, 143 Stalik rated second on week 1 and third on week 3. So he is definitely going to be a star player to watch out for. And that is a 143 member. And he has a 1.79 KD, 43 to 24 so far on the season, which is nothing to shake a stick at, Bagel.
No, not at all. Though, speaking of not to shake a stick at, Top Frag has Teku, a previous world champion of the Premier League, not of, the other leagues that don't matter, but the best
Mm-hmm.
league, Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
And, he has won this league before, and it's looking like he might go for a second win. And, that's not something to look past either. A player for a current SFCL season and previous winner of this league, I don't know. Stats are great for the season, but this player is bringing a lot of knowledge to a team and a lot of gun skill.
Yeah, no kidding. I personally, I love Teku. I mean, I know him personally. I'll just be straightforward. Uh, but but no, he is a talented player, so he's going to be bringing a lot to this team. 143 as well, I think, is still going to put up a good fight though. So just really excited to see how this ends up rolling out. But in the meantime, I believe we're waiting on a fifth player, so we might cut to a quick break here just as soon as we can get an ETA. And also, I would like to apologize for the extended period of time that it took to even get us this far. Somebody didn't want a ban. All right, but in the meantime, yeah, we have a player, Stalik, none other than Stalik, previously mentioned, has to verify his game file. So I don't want to sit here and talk your ear off. So we'll go ahead and take our leave for just a moment. All right, so I guess we're ready, and we are actually not going to have Stalik here today. We're going to have Snorlax subbing in. Originally, it was going to be Nebsy, but instead, I believe their game files tried to, I don't know, fall in on themselves. Bagel, take it away. I'm
All
stumbling.
right.
Bagel,
I
please
mean,
help.
map one is starting. We're on Oregon, Snorgan. It's gonna be a little difficult to cast this. Maybe stay awake watching the map.
Mhm.
I don't know why they would pick this, but I believe this is a map that is generally a struggle map for 143. Isn't that right?
Yes, I believe so. Looking at their stats now, I will say we do have a little bit of a third member with us. Their name is Jinx.
Oh boy, here we go.
They're here. In their own words. Actually, I'll let you explain why you're here, Jinx.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jenks. I'm a competitive official for the Premier League. I pretty much sit here and have to review everything after the game. Stan doesn't know I'm here. Stan doesn't know. He will not know I'm here. I'm jumping in and I'm doing this out of spite. So, Stan, if you're seeing this, I love you. Please don't fire me.
She done talking yet?
I think so.
Okay, sorry, fell asleep again. Um, so I would just like to, while we're in ban phase, talk about pretty average common bans. Flores for the elbow take, very oppressive operator. Shields are vital for this map, not even just an elbow. Jackal, super common. Mira, very oppressive on this map. And we're waiting on the last ban, but I also would like to say that between TopFrag and 143, all of their games are either a sweep or very tight. We never have 7-5s. We see overtimes or 7-0, 7-1 on both ends. So this could be a very close game or a very quick finish. But I think it's interesting. This might be their first close game. What do you think?
I think this is gonna finish quickly, if only for the fact that Top Frag has a map advantage. Um,
Hmm.
Obviously, if they win this game, that's going to push them directly into the grand finals, or win this map. Sorry, I should say. If 143 wins this game, they'll also go to grand finals. But Top Frag only has to win one map, where 143 has two on their plate in front of them.
Defenders,
Let's hope their
protect
eyes
your
aren't
bombs
bigger than
from
their
being
stomach.
defused by attackers.
I have to agree, Ollie. That is a very intimidating thing, especially if you're starting on attack. The map has Oregon, it has gone to be very 50-50. Maybe sometimes people would even
Actually,
argue it as attacker favorite. But
I have done research on this very recently. Oregon is the second most defender favored map in the map pool right now,
and
behind Cafe.
that alone would make it very intimidating if I were 143 in this situation.
Yes.
10 seconds to insertion.
Theme Park is actually even less defender sided than Oregon, which kind of blows my mind.
That is actually very impressive.
Attackers
Yeah,
objective is to
right.
locate a
But
bomb.
I
in
am
any
very
case,
curious to see how 143 play this out.
yeah, I mean, starting us off fairly simply, it looks like we're going to be seeing a little bit of pressure from main, probably to help take control of meeting from both sides. They're going to want to get that electric hatch open. As long as they are able to do that, hopefully they'll be able to remove the player from pillar and have a successful entry in the bunker side. But it's going to take them some time to clear out this main floor before they have any opportunity to do that.
Absolutely, and it also looks like they're taking advantage of how oppressive the LMGs are at the moment.
Oh, goodness.
As shown right there, 2 to 3 LMGs coming down main stairs. A 30 round up attack cannot take it, and he's getting more. Kubo goes down, but he gets his frags. Now they're at a standstill. They know where the enemies are. They know where the push is from. They know they're in main stairs. How will the defenders actually will they play passive or will they take it? And Teku goes down. It is a 1v2 for Table 2 Wacky. He knows the general position of the enemies, but how will he take this? They could just double swing him, and there's almost no way to win that, no?
There is very little way to win that, but actually coordinating this is going to be difficult, and it doesn't happen. There goes first kill in favor of Top Frag, and with another, Top Frag is going to be able to clutch that out first round on the map.
Absolutely twerking on the competition.
Absolutely twerking on the competition. Just really incredible. Incredibly done.
Well, I mean, going into round 2, that must be pretty disappointing, having man advantage on a defender-sided map, and it was their first site choice, probably a very powerful site for them. They must practice it a lot, especially because of how common the map organ is, and they didn't win with that rush. Do you think they'll rush again, or will they maybe take it a little more carefully this time, seeing how it went last
Hmm.
time?
I don't know, Bagel. Why don't you take a look at the lineup and tell me?
Well, looking at their lineup, it seems they are still believing in the power of the LMG. Ying, 50, 60
Mhm.
rounds. The 150 round with Kubo, he got his 2 last time. Maybe he'll go for 3 this time. Amaru, another LMG pick, 60 rounds. Finka, 100 rounds. Ace is the only one with less than, 50 rounds.
Yeah,
And they're
and
going to
it's
Nomad,
a
who will either have 20 rounds or could take the AK, 40 rounds. They
that's
might
true.
be
So
going for a full mag advantage, pre-firing everything. And
I
there's a
have a
lot of wall-bangable surfaces.
yeah. I have a feeling that's mostly their plan is getting in probably pretty quickly. I think they're probably going to try to establish a little bit of map control this time first. I mean, after all, you have Amaru. You can send the Amaru up through probably the Kids Hatch or just through the generator window. Obviously, there are lots of valid options here. But more importantly, is just going to be making sure that whenever they decide to execute onto the site, it happens at the same time. After all,
Mhm.
if you use your Ying and Amaru at the wrong time, you're just going to blind your
A bomb
Amaru,
has
and then
been
you have a
located.
useless Amaru, and no one likes a useless Amaru.
Very much agreed. People always say rushes are brainless, but it requires a lot of time and coordination. Looks like they're already going up white stairs, and they also have Disma holding the big window door, actually. He dropped off. No, he's still on. And their white stairs players are already going down. They still have big window pressure, but down 2 players is scary. They only were able to get 1 for that, and it's not a good trade. And Nyx gets another, but gets traded out. It's a 3v1 right now with Observe on the Ying. The Ying, a very, clutchable off, and he gets 1 onto Centralix, but he dies onto the peak because he did not expect another one to be in pit.
That is unfortunate for 143. I think at this point they really have to step back and completely reconsider their tactics,
You
right? I
know?
mean, obviously a rush can be potent, right, Bagel?
Oh, for
But
sure.
it seems like TopFrag just has the gun skill to shut it down and positioning too. Like, let's not put that aside either. They're building their crosses and they're finding their trades, and that's exactly what they need to be doing at this point. I mean, 143, I have to ask, are they trying or are they just really trying to get in and hopefully throw them off? Do they think they're going to win? Do they think they're at that
Attackers
much
need
of a
to locate and
disadvantage?
defuse bombs.
Honestly, I don't know.
I mean, we're trying the rush fights. Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Mhm.
I don't know why they were going for a rush again. Clearly, they were prepared for it the first time. It caught them off guard, but they reacted quickly. And the second time, they were able to move very quickly to react to it, holding crosses and playing very well. All of the trades went into TopFrag's favor. And I would personally, not try that again, but they still have the Amaru pick. What do you think about this?
No thoughts at empty.
10 seconds to go.
They might be keeping the Amaru for the flashes in her gun. Like, she is just a good
Yeah.
entry operator.
It's true. Amaru is a good entry operator. I think there definitely is
Attackers are moving out to
something to be
locate a
said about
bomb
being
and
able to
defuse
take
it.
map control very quickly, and TopFrag is not making these super aggressive extensions, so being able to take map control quickly is probably going to be ideal. It allows them to have a foothold to build off of. But I mean, honestly, if 143 just tries to rush again, it's just not going to work.
I mean, they can get their map control. It depends how they use it, because they have 2 players upstairs. But if they clear those 2 players and they play the map control poorly, they'd still be running into the enemy team.
Yeah, I mean, Sepku immediately off the bat is taking a little bit of a firefight. He knows there's a lot of pressure coming on the big window, but he doesn't have a whole lot of support there. So I guess he does have Centrix playing below as long as tabled, who is going to find the first pick. Well, rather a trade after a nade comes out and relegating Sepku to the cameras.
Rather
Now at this
beautiful
point,
nade, I
actually,
might add. Rather
yes, no
beautiful
kidding.
nade.
But getting into the top floor here is going to be just a little bit more difficult, but that's where the Amaru comes in, jumping in through the game's window. If it's not read correctly, Amaru is going to get free control of games.
Absolutely, Ollie. Now, it seems it's slowed down, they're just kind of waiting on intel, the defending team, TopFrag, because they saw the opening push. They knew they were going through big window. They got a trade off of it, and now they're just waiting for something. And Amaru coming in, but Teku getting the kill, and Tabled getting a kill on Snorlax, both going untraded. Now observing a 1v4. He's on Fuse, has the 100 rounds, but he cannot win it. Nyx peeks him from T2 window, winning them their third round.
What a beautiful shot. Right there. Yeah, we see it again right there. Honestly, UMP, everyone says it. The UMP is kind of a mid gun, but
I gotta
the
say, the
1.5.
1.5 is the
The
biggest clutch in
1.5.
this game. The biggest
True.
clutch in this game.
True. I mean, okay, but can you really call it a clutch when it's on like half of the guns in the game?
It's on half the guns in the game, and every gun that's on is overpowered.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. That's at wait. What's even your ad on Twitter anymore?
Oh my! The ego is the enemy at Bagel 1K.
Bagel 1K.
It's still Bagel 1K.
Yeah.
Then you're not even verified anymore.
Okay. And you were never verified.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I'll take that. I'll take that. But this is Let's have a look at the site pick. Let's have a look at the site pick, Bagel.
You know, this is a very interesting site pick. I almost didn't notice. You know, we were just talking, and I assumed they'd go a very normal site. You know, they just went through 3 sites, won them all, but 3-site rotation is how competitive works. I did not expect to see this site being picked, but seeing how dominant TopFrag's defense has been, and how 143 is already a team that struggles on this map, along with having a sub, I feel like they're getting a little overconfident in picking this site. You know, they might be powerful as a team. You know, TopFrag has won very dominantly every time, but 143 might be able to take advantage of this little bit of an ego coming through.
Yeah, a little bit of an ego, and it is going to put TopFrag in a less than ideal situation. But honestly, it seems that they're, in the very least, they have a plan for this site. I mean, they brought the Azami, and they're using Azami creatively. So they probably had a look at it. They probably know what they're doing at the very least. And on top of that, a lot of times I see attacking teams that just don't really know what to do when they see this site. Quick firefight coming out. Nyx finding himself on the ground and quickly cleaned up as well. The Pax has taken a lot of damage themselves, so being able to continue with their escapade into the small tower is going to be helpful, especially with a second kill onto Seppuku. That's going to put us in a 3v5 in favor of 143. First time they've taken advantage so far this game, but one trade back, it looks slightly closer.
Yes, one trade back indeed. However, that was their lowest health player, nearly on 1 health. And I feel like their utility was also burnt. Not a very valuable pick in return for how much they lost as a team for TopFrag.
No, I have to agree there. Not a hugely valuable pick. I mean, Amaru, that's going to take some of the flashes off the board, a little bit of burn, so getting this player out of Showers is going to be a little bit harder, but honestly, Teku playing on that shield at the end of Showers Hall is going to be even bigger of an influence on that. Simply because you have to take control of the hall before you're actually going to be able to get into Showers. There's almost no pressure on this one Maya whatsoever, and he's able to just hang out here, and at some point, 143 is going to have to make a hasty play that so far has not worked out for them.
I have to agree with you, Ollie. You know, there's a lot of positions they need to take that are just entirely covered. And with shields up and having Omais, it's not a battle of gunfights, it's a battle of clearing, and with that burn down, it is dangerous. But the LMG, getting them the pick onto table 2 Wacky, who was 5-1 at the time, now 5-2, a very valuable pick. And then they push into Showers and take out Centrix and just take sight. Snorlax going huge on that final kill.
Ah, I see. So they went to the quaternary site because the rotation parameter wasn't set correctly. So we are going to go ahead and have a quick rehost here. Don't go anywhere because I'm probably going to keep talking through this.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I love to talk. I have a problem called the shutting up problem. It's where I don't stop talking.
Oh, you and me both. Goodness gracious. But
yeah,
in any
honestly,
case,
I wish you could get through that problem.
Yeah,
You talking is very annoying.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
And I had the rotation parameter set to 3. Oops.
Oops. That's all right. Happens. But rather, instead of being forlorn upon the previous the previous mistake that has been made. We will be looking forward. Now, obviously, that potentially could have cost TopFrag a round. But when they're already at a map advantage and they're still 2 rounds ahead, I don't think they're going to be too particularly upset about it.
No, definitely not. I mean, a rehost is just taking more time, but it's nothing much.
Yeah, not that big of a deal. It'll give the teams a little bit of time to reset their mentals. Hopefully, 143 is able to get some plans in, take some things that they learned from that last site, and hopefully apply it moving forward onto other attacks. But I also just would not be surprised if the reason that went through is because that's TopFrag's, well, least played site. They are less familiar with that site, and so some of those crossfires that needed to be built just weren't there. I mean, allowing your, I believe it was the third death, I don't remember who it was, but allowing that player to die was not ideal, to say the very least. And I will say definitely having the fuse above was huge for them, but honestly, I didn't see it really picking all that much utility. Just kind of pushed the players around until eventually they kind of ended up in a lucky position,
Oh,
were
by
able
the
to
way,
find a pick.
it was actually basement was first round. Dina.
Okay. My bad.
Ignore the observers screwing up casually.
Casually.
I am.
This is not casual. This is competitive.
I'm going full 5 head right now, man.
Competitive mistake making.
All right, observer, go back to being quiet.
Yeah. Pipe down.
I see how.
All right, observer, shut up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Observer.
Return to your hole. I hear it's big enough for 3, actually.
Was that?
That's
was
a
that
very obscure reference.
It is a very obscure reference.
I wonder what reference that was to.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't know anything.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
It's because apparently I know things.
Also, you guys bring great sadness to our viewers due to
Yeah?
your casting.
Why?
Not sure,
Why are they?
but I'm assuming you guys are doing great. So continue.
All right. Well, it sounds good to me. Where? Hang on. I should actually like pull up the cast so I can see the chat. That it did not like that.
First league to actually read your chat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not really supposed to, but honestly, you're not really supposed to do a lot of things that we're doing right now.
Professional pro league casters for you guys. Second, Pengu and Nintero are gone. These are the guys going to be casting.
Nah, it's gonna be Jonah. Jonah's goated.
Thank you, Public, for the sound effects.
Thank you. Thank you.
We don't actually have a reason for Public to be here. He's just the soundboard.
He's actually going to the NAL. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah, he's going to be the soundboard operator for the entire
No,
NAL.
he's actually going to the desk. He will be the one replacing the entire desk, actually. The analyst desk will be replaced with a soundboard.
We're just going to have a man's head on the floor.
No,
He's
just a
gonna open his
soundboard.
mouth every time he needs to.
I have to agree. That's very insightful input. You know, I do agree. That is what will happen next round.
Oh my god.
Remember, guys, this is only season 4. Season 5 is right around the corner. And
You
we're
hear
gonna-
that?
We're gonna actually have better casters. These two won't be coming back.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay, I see how it is.
That was a joke for anyone.
Public
But
is staying.
just out of curiosity, Jinx, why don't you tell us
Yes.
what the prize pool is?
What is the prize pool actually?
Oh my goodness. I have asked what the prize pool is like 3 times and no one has given me a straight answer. They're all giving me gay answers.
The prize pool is $400.
$400. And what is the split on that? Is that winner takes all?
It is runner-up takes $100, and of course the champions will take the $300 remaining.
That sounds
More
like
importantly, the champions get the title of Premier League champion, which a player in this lobby does have. Teku.
That's true. Teku.rg, our Premier League champion, historically, Um,
Very mid.
yeah, historically a very mid player.
No, I give credit when I played in the Premier League. Teku absolutely annihilated everyone. I wasn't around for his season 1 championship, but he's been back every season and he's annihilated every season. He's probably the most consistent player we've had.
He
I
is just kind of the
definitely believe that.
greatest
Yeah.
player of all time in any video game. And not to brag, but I am close friends with a Premier League champion. Him and I watch anime nightly.
Mm-hmm. I have witnessed it, although I have not joined in. The anime they watch is weird. It's actually it's not that weird, but thank you. All right. Yeah, it looks like we're about ready to get back in. Yeah, match has in fact begun. So we're gonna be getting back in, and we're gonna be showing hopefully all of you viewers out there exactly how it's done when you are trying to become a Premier League champion, or are already a Premier League champion in the case of Teku, as we have mentioned. Have we mentioned that yet, Bagel?
Yeah, Teku.
I don't think we've mentioned it, but yes,
No.
Teku.rg is actually a champion of the Premier League, world champion, grand final winner,
Having
multiple
major
times.
5-head moments right here.
All right. Well, we are continuing with the major 5-head moments.
We are firing our observer. As,
Mhm.
Deservingly so. Oh my
So it'll
god.
be about 5 minutes before we can start another lobby.
No, let me start another one right away.
SCP-173 is now closing in on Dino's location.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually,
Man.
that sound is the sound of Dino's brain cells moving, trying to get a lobby to work.
Ain't got
Mhm.
any brain cells, Chief. That's why we have this issue to begin with. God damn it. This is why I go in the hole. Okay.
We are also bums.
Yeah, we're bums.
Yeah, we're bum casters. We're just trying to make this interesting. You guys are literally screaming at us for.
They
if you're
literally
playing
pulled me off the street. I was sitting in the streets of Boston, just
Yeah,
like
I
doing
just came out
nothing.
of a Bruins game.
And
I
I
played
just saw someone in a
Flutter.
Bruins jersey just walked up to me, grabbed me, handed me 5 cents, and sat me in front. I don't know. I don't even know what this game is. What? What is the Premier League?
Where am I?
Where's Reznov?
All right. Guys, can we cancel the cast right now? Can we just
Up the cast. Cut it.
yeah, cut it.
Canceled.
Oh god
It's
damn it.
we're done.
It might make me restart my game because I think I might have been by a bug.
All right,
Dino's
Goated.
fired.
Yep, fired. But no, I'm not gonna lie. I think, and let's be clear, nothing against the Premier League, talented league. Okay, go to Oregoners, so on and so forth.
Dude.
But what I want to say is like, this is hands down the single most scuffed cast I've ever been on by a very large margin. It's makes me very happy. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Do not restart your game. Just invite someone else.
This is Dino, while you're doing the rehost, you know what you should do?
are we muted?
That's what you should do.
Oh my God, we're back.
We're back. Oh,
Oh,
am I dreaming? Are we actually gonna play?
good
I
morning.
think we're gonna
Dave.
play the game. I think we're gonna play the game bagel.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Gaming?
Gaming.
You know, if there's anyone I know that's a gamer, it's Public.
True. But moving on to round 5, TopFrag is 3-1 over 143. In case you forgot, it has been a little bit of a break, but that break may be well needed. After all, 143 eSports did have an opportunity during that time to figure out, you know, maybe what they could be doing a little bit better. After all, they did win the final round right before the break. And so hopefully they're able to take a little bit from that and move it towards their future attacks versus TopFrag. I mean, only 2 left, Laundry Room, and if they win that top floor. But hopefully those eggs are shells that have cells that could be cracked.
Yeah,
Attackers
you
need
could
to
have read
locate
that
and defuse
CS:GO
bombs.
copy paste about anything they need to perform better. Would have matched up.
They just need to improve their gun skill and mechanics and movement and positioning
Honestly.
and game sense and
Their round win, along with these rehosts, could lead to a mental shift for TopFrag and give 143 the advantage they need.
yeah, honestly, that the last round for 143 didn't even look bad.
No, their aggression actually seemed well placed. However, that was a bit of a interesting sight,
10 seconds
but
to
they
insertion.
decided to keep counting it. So
Yeah.
we will
There
see.
was
5 seconds
a
remaining.
misplaced rotation parameter.
Attackers must
So
locate
they were
and
forced onto
defuse
their
the
4th
bomb.
site, but that's a-okay. Because now we're back in the game. And yeah, I mean we're here in basement and pretty simple starting us out. Sebaku on the main floor. Just gonna apply a little bit of pressure to prevent the team that is 143 from being able to take control of the main floor immediately and open up the hatches, because after all, once they do that, it's going to be fairly simple for them to transition a take from the main floor into the bottom floor.
Very true. However, bottom floor, very strong site for TopFrag, though I think their most dominant defense so far was their top floor hold. But they seem confident in their bottom floor hold, and once again, they have someone going down main stairs, but not the entire team this time, so they have learned from their past mistakes. They're not going for a full rush, and Seku playing on bottom freezer, or top freezer stairs, but does not get the pick, holding that little pixel angle, and gets shot back on. Gets the chance to get the kill, and now gets an untraded death.
143 is doing a good job of taking firefights that they should be taking. They had the awareness of where that player was after he started shooting, and were able to clean that up, as well as if he wasn't able to do that, there was another player behind him. So there was no chance for Sepku to come out of that situation alive, and with also the Wamaitisks off the board, that's huge. And Disma now here in Laundry, we have a beautiful crossfire set up towards Laundry. Teku is going to find one, putting his back into a 4v4, but will that be enough? After all, 143 has very solid map control at only a minute and a half left in the round.
I must agree. And you know, I would just like to, shout out to anybody who has the confidence to play a 17-round SMG against a team of LMGs. That just takes some unwavering confidence.
The absolute size of that man's cojones. However, Centrix and Nyx are going to remove the cojones from 3 more players of 143. Yeah, goodness.
Headshot. And then Snorlax gets one going down. Will that be enough? Will this change the flow of this 1v3 clutch? Teku going up for a swing, does not know where he is, but Nyx gets a huge flank.
That is going to be another round in favor of TopFrag, and I can't say that I'm entirely surprised.
You know,
After all, go ahead.
it's honestly a message to say, I'm not scared of your 100+ rounds. All I need is 17.
All I need is 17. And that's a fact. I mean, we talk about how this game is a one-shot headshot all the time, and as long as you're playing, with your friends, it's going to be really difficult for any weapon to break through. They're more than likely going to get refragged as long as you're playing correct positioning. And TopFrag has done an okay job at that so far. 143 just doesn't seem to be able to capitalize on the moments when TopFrag is dropping and allowing 143 opportunities to isolate their players.
Absolutely. But I gotta say, I am seeing TopFrag waver a little bit in their early game. They really play well on site, but their roam does seem to be losing its strength. You know, I'm seeing them play very risky positions where it does lead them to get untraded deaths. And if they keep that up, 143 could take that early advantage, and if they clean up their late games, these rounds could be changing very quickly. And if that one-on-one fighting potential isn't there, their attacks could be a lot more difficult for TopFrag, and 143 could turn the advantage into their favor. That one round might be all they need.
Spawn peek by Nyx doesn't find anything, and rather instead just kind of gives away his position before finally he's able to find a perfect trade. Nyx and Pax both find themselves off the board. Now we find ourselves in a 4v4. That is your Ashe off the board as well as your Melusi, so no particular, no utility of note has been lost, rather than just two entry operators who now are going to be providing a little bit less of a buffer between the attack and the defense.
You know, Yali, it's like being back in school on the playground trading Pokemon cards. You know, I have this entry card, and you have this one. Let's just trade them. But then, observe not trading, getting his own pick without getting traded out. Huge pick with Valk down, but now she can stay on her cams. So, minus a Nitro, but plus a permanent cam member. That could be dangerous with that extra intel that Valk provides.
That is true. Nyx as well could also be on the cams, but they are not.
This is the best of us, you know.
Happens to the best of us. Rather than said
I
watching.
also would like
I
to
mean,
watch
yeah,
Tekno.
yeah. Let's be fair. I mean, who doesn't want to watch Teku, right?
But it is a 4v3, man advantage for 143 eSports, and they seem to be in a very good position right now. Because, sure, TopFrag does still have the primary parts of the site held. However, 143 is able to double swing two people without and getting a trade to give them a 1v2 at the end.
That is true. Now we find ourselves at this point in a 4v3. Make that, well, still a 4v3 after all, because able to pick herself up. That was a change made a little while ago. But this positioning is a little bit odd. I will say Teku is very isolated here, and he's not going to have very much support. Rather, instead, he's really just trying to apply some pressure and play his life to waste down a little bit of time so Centrix and Table back on the site are hopefully able to take some successful firefights when the time comes. So Teku, aware of this little rotation, is going to be making a swing towards Finka, but not quite aware of their position. He's looking for them. Finka has the opportunity here to swing, and it's not going to happen. Rather, Bullet's going to come all the way down Attic, and Teku loses their life to the jump in by Kubo. It is now a 2v4 in favor of 143. Are they going to be able to take their second round?
Bomb located by attacker.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm wondering. You know, Tabled also in a very bad position, and Centrix going down, gets a trade, but does 1v3. Not really a good position, but Tabled getting a pick outside big window and getting another one. Wow, 1v1 already. I don't know what happened there, but this is looking a lot more winnable for TopFrag after what looked like a lost round. It is down to Kubo to win this fight. Seemingly Teku does not know his position, but now he does not have time to plant and get off of it. He has to get the plant down or win this fight, and he's putting down the diffuser. Table can hear him, and he goes and gets the knife kill. How did that happen?
Beautifully done. Honestly, how did that happen? Tabled was just better. Honestly, just beautiful play by Tabled. Huge read on all the players. He knew where they were going to be pushing him from, and the timing just was not quite there from 143. So they were unable to capitalize on, well, they did have good positioning. They had a good push. The timing wasn't there, and so the capitalization didn't happen. Tabled read it like a book and was able to put himself into a very good situation. After all, the fuse is already down on the ground. He only has to play time. And he's able to do that. He has the wherewithal, the mental fortitude to be able to sit back and let that happen. And he's put his team at a huge advantage, 4 rounds above, 5-1 on the half.
True, but as you said, this is defender-sided. Maybe that one round was all 143 needs. Let's see if their defense is a little more solid. Because their early attacks were very strong, which could translate into a stronger roam game, which was TopFrag's weakness. Are they able to counter that heavy roam?
I think TopFrag could struggle a little bit. That being said, I think I see them doing about as well as 143 has done, and with this much of an advantage, all it really takes is 1-2 rounds, right? And there were definitely some rounds there that 1-4-3 could have won, especially that last one. So as long as TopFrag is able to give themselves just a little bit more discipline than 1-4-3 was able to, then they will be taking this map.
I have to agree. Though it is interesting, just think about how this Lion might actually be what could change their roam. Because we were just saying how, the roam could be what stops TopFrag. But Lion could be what stops the roam.
That is true. I find that Lion can be a very useful operator for slowing things down, rather slowing the opponents down during an execute. But right now there is no execute, and rather instead there's a flank coming out. Tabled is looking for a player, but he doesn't know where it is. And now this flank up main stairs could go uncontested. Disma is making his way up. Here goes an impact, and Lion is going to be off the board, but it's going to be a quick trade out after he tries to run into armory and straight into the open arms of another attacker. Seppuku, though, off the board. Pax has lost a lot of health, but Thunderbird is on the table, and so we find ourselves here in a very even 4v3. Make that a 4v2. 1-4-3 is finding the picks, and TopFrag is unable to capitalize on the trades.
Gotta say, this attack is not looking to be in TopFrag's favor, but Centrix gets a pick on Pax. Now, a 2v3. We've seen TopFrag take man advantages down to an even game very quickly, almost every single round. And that might happen again. Snorlax coming to the top of White Stairs and coming into Kids. Now they do have 2 people for a trade, and one in games where they're in a great position. It looks like it could be very difficult for TopFrag to even put pressure on the site, let alone get in.
Well, here comes the pressure. That wall getting open is going to provide a lot of ghost pressure in the very least, but it's also going to provide rotation potential for both teams. Nyx looking to get aggressive, jumps in, and the swing coming out behind them. No one has died yet, but finally, Nyx has been taken out. Kubo finds the kill, leaving Centrix alone. He does find the trade, puts himself into a 1v2, so this is a very close situation. That player is not going to be picked up, and so it's up to Observe and Snorlax. Although it is possible, there goes another kill. It's up to only Snorlax, and Centrix is going to find it. The 1v3, beautifully done, and TopFrag put themselves on match point.
I gotta say, TopFrags just know what to do late around.
Thank you, public.
I mean, let's be honest. Do we think it's that TopFrag, just all their players have the clutch gene? They might not have the strongest early, but they really do just win the 1vx? Or is it that TopFrag or is it that 1-4-3 is just a very early centered team? Because their early game has always been very beautiful, with great setups, great early control, and very good early aggression. But falling apart in the late is a big problem, because late's where the rounds won.
Protect your bombs from being
It's
defused
true.
by attackers.
You literally cannot win if you don't win your end of rounds. And honestly, what I'm seeing right now from 1-4-3, and this is from a coaching perspective, they have very good aggression. They are solid in terms of that, but they lack the ability to sit back and hold their man advantages. That push by Kubo was completely unnecessary. They literally could have stood back with one player, probably in Sandwich, one in Games or Top White, and the other player in Kids, and just sat there. And
I'd also like
TopFrag
to
wouldn't
add,
have been able to do anything about that.
10 seconds left.
they're playing rather aggressive for it being not only a weaker map for 1-4-3, but also this is the decider map if TopFrag wins.
Attackers are
Like,
heading out to defuse a bomb.
TopFrag only need 1 map to win, whereas 1-4-3 do need 2. I'd be playing a lot more passive if I were them, because this is a very scary situation.
Yeah, no kidding. This will remove them from contention for any sort of prize pool whatsoever should they lose here. This is their division finals and overall semifinals. So losing this game takes them out. They don't go to grand finals, for even just losing this one map, as you pointed out. So 1-4-3 really needs to dial it in. They need to find their discipline, because this aggression just ain't it.
No, not at all, Yali. Not at all. But Disma here on the big window, and they do have a player pushing the big window, not aware of each other, but Nyx now knows where the shots are coming from and gets taken out by Disma with a beautiful swing. Despite there being a Blackbeard, just don't aim for the head on Blackbeard. But Seppuku gets a very big pick onto Snorlax with 150 rounds. That is Jaeger down, which,
Yeah.
very powerful operator with a great gun.
I believe that was literally just a spray through Kid's window as well. So
Was it actually? Ooh,
yes. So
that
that
is
is
tough.
huge. Yeah, that is tough. That's a
Can't really trade a wall bang.
no. I'm not as good as public. I'm sorry, I tried.
Yeah.
But in any case, Disma is still going to find a second on to none other than the previous Premier League champion, Teku, which I believe we have mentioned once, but I'm not sure.
Maybe. My memory's hazy. But
Yes.
Centrix does get a pick on the packs. It is a 3v3. You know, they might not have gotten the trades, but they are getting the kills later. So, not really traded deaths, but it is still even on the board.
Teku complimenting his opponents, I really appreciate that. And now we find ourselves here in a 3v3. Very simple. This is more or less just a standard white and big window push. Hopefully they'll be able to force the players out, but they have to make an entry and they have to find the trades. Shot coming out onto the Nitro. That's going to prevent a double kill from that. And instead, it's going to be up to the Smoky to deny the entry. Now, Table, though, is elsewhere on the map, and it doesn't seem like they're aware of that position. He has the perfect timing now. He walks into Trophy, and is that going to be a free pick? Yes, it is. Bandit is off the board. Tabled now finds himself in a 2v2, and they have the crossfires, and with another kill, it leaves it just up to Kubo, who finds one. Now it's Tabled versus Kubo, 1v1, 30 seconds left on the board.
And he is just making Kubo see the light right now. Oh my. 3 flashbangs onto one person. He did not need to use those at all earlier in the round. Forces him to rotate to White Stairs where the diffuser is staying. He's able to get to the diffuser, but does not get the pick. Kubo's able to dip out in time. Now Kubo hears him planting, but there is a little bit of time for him to get off the plant and take the fight, but Table gets off the plant and shotguns him right down White Stairs.
That is huge. That is going to be your new semifinalists. TopFrag going to the Premier League semifinals. That being said, don't go anywhere. We've got Skyscraper coming up for you in any case, simply for the fact that they want to play Skyscraper. And honestly, I want to watch Skyscraper too, if I'm going to be entirely honest. I would like to point out both Tabled and Centrix. Tabled only dying once, Centrix 3 times, both with 7 kills, over 7 rounds. That's a 1.0 KPR. Well done by those two players.
Very high value players. And also, I'd like to say I've seen Tabled in the 1vx's a lot more often. He is absolutely twerking on him.
Absolutely twerking on him indeed. But in any case, we're going to have a little bit of time here. So we're going to... Oh, actually, it looks like they want to just get right into it. So no break. Rather, instead, we don't want to lose our viewer retention. We want you all here with us enjoying this. Oh, never mind. One of the 143 members is gone.
You're gonna have to hear us talk for a little longer.
Oh, shut up, public.
But we're going to take a 5-minute break. Don't go anywhere else. We will be right back. Hello and welcome back. We're here. It's the All-Star game. Skyscraper. This map is not worth anything because TopFrag has already moved on to the grand finals. 143 Esports has been eliminated, but they wanted to play on this map anyway, and honestly, I wanted to watch it too.
I'm excited to watch it too. I'm also excited for it to be over because me and Teku will be watching anime after this game.
You weirdos.
Can I come with you?
No.
Oh. Yelly, how about we
Alright.
do something after? How about me and you do something after?
I got a a thing after this that I
Right.
have to do.
You got
I
a
mean,
thing?
I already know
Yeah.
I'm busy.
True. But I'd also like to point out during that last map, Thatcher was on the board and also not brought once.
Really? Not brought once. I didn't.
Yeah. This time Thatcher
Now,
is off.
now he's not on the board. Now if he's not brought once, that makes a lot of sense. If he is brought once or more, I might be a little confused. Might want to check Moss if he's brought.
Yeah.
But I gotta say,
Like,
going into this game, I'd be scared of Table, seeing last game stats.
Ancentrix, I will say that 1v3 that he had was gorgeous. The ability to clutch up like that. Very good quality from a hard breach player.
The
Really.
absolute
Living
power
up
of
to their
keyboard
name,
warriors.
TopFrag.cc. They are playing very suspiciously, but in a good way, not in an actual suspicious way. They're just
Mhm, mhm.
insanely talented with the clutch.
They
Yeah,
are not actually that sus.
they're gonna actually have to. I'm gonna review their Moss files very thoroughly.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yeah,
thorough.
Table too wacky. Very suspicious player.
Very suspicious, but thank you. I was waiting for that. I was really hoping you would do that the second I said
To be
sus, but
honest,
then
I
you
was
didn't.
just saying the word suspicious, hoping that public would play the Among Us sound.
Same.
I feel like
Defenders, protect your
every
bombs from being
professional
defused by
cast
attackers.
needs a soundboard.
They need a public. They don't need a soundboard. They need a public. Now,
True.
going into karaoke, and I believe it's T-Room,
Yes.
a common first sight, at least within ranked. Very powerful sight, lots of angles to hold, but very good positioning for the defenders. I'd argue it's one of the harder sites to attack, just in general.
Attackers have discovered the location
Now,
of the bomb. 10 seconds left.
find ourselves here. I believe this is the most defender-sided
5
site
seconds remaining.
on this map. This is key. Yeah.
Attackers are moving to defuse a
Come on,
bomb.
you got it.
Tia karaoke, and there's going to be a horizontal extension along with that, so there's going to be a lot of defender for the attackers to fight through if they want to get over to the other side. After all, look at this. This is going to be a very traditional east over clear, not an east over clear, and that means that there's going to be lots of opportunity for 143 Esports to waste time, but if they waste bodies while they're at it, that could very quickly lead to their downfall.
True, but they, 143 does have their Warden playing below, waiting for that push, and Table 2 Wacky already losing a lot of health.
Along with
It looks
Seppuku.
like they are ready for that push. Along with Seppuku, true. Yeah, people down like, a little bit of health. I don't even know how he took that down.
Having this player still here is definitely a huge advantage, but 2 picks off the board. That's your Jaeger and Malusi. Not a lot of utility, but 2 guns that are no longer going to be useful for the remainder of this round.
Attackers have located a
True,
bomb.
They're going crazy mode. Teku and
Going
Seppuku.
sicko mode. Now, at this point, we have T karaoke. We've got entries onto the side already tabled. Already in is going to find one, and another by Teku. Cleans up the round. First round in favor of TopFrag.
Like I said, I'd be scared of Table. Double kill first round. Very intimidating player to play against. And Teku also getting his double. And he doesn't even need an LMG for that. Both Table and Teku using a 30-round gun. Not many people can do that. Exposing. I'm just saying, the LMG nerfs will change a lot of rosters.
It's true, honestly. Unfortunately, have to agree. Now, moving on to the next round, we have
Defenders, protect
Exhibition
your bombs
Office.
from being
Thank
defused
you
by
for that.
attackers.
Um, we have Exhibition Office. This is actually the most defender-sided site on the map.
Is it actually statistically? You were looking at this one too?
Yes, statistically speaking, this is the most defender-sided site, which is a little odd, if you ask me, because it seems like at first glance there's these glaring weaknesses that has 2 exterior walls, but at the same time, it seems like a lot of times teams, when they get aggressive on that office wall, usually the defense ends up finding themselves in an advantageous position.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds left.
Very advantageous.
Attackers
you.
are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Kind of at a loss for what to say, but you know, it's a relatively new map for me. Nyx, you know, doing a little teabagging in spawn. This game, unlike Apex Legends, you won't get banned for pressing your crouch key.
That is, honestly, I think that's a good feature. I like being able to use my crouch key. Crouch spamming, indeed, is a completely viable strategy in this game. So, please, thank you for not banning us for crouch spamming. But Oryx on the long extension, fastest operator in the game, and nearly loses their life right off the bat in a firefight with Finka. There is a player there to trade them out, but it's going to be really difficult for them to return back to the site. They're a little stuck on Mez, and here goes the firefight, won by Pax in a second as well. Beautiful shots on the table and Centrix, but he's finally going to lose his own life to Seppuku. Trade coming out from Shrine gives us back into a 2v4 with very little utility on the side of TopFrag.
Absolutely. You know, that was a very poorly played push from TopFrag. However, Nyx gets a pick, making it a little more winnable. The 2v3, and like we said a million times, they win without man advantage. These late rounds for TopFrag are very strong. And with Nyx bringing it down to a 2v3, it's starting to look like that will happen again, along with him using his can opener to get open a control into a wall. Gives him another way to get into the building, and once you're in the building, it's a lot easier to take your gunfights.
Now, they have found themselves a way into the building, but is it going to be effective? They need to play this together. It's not going to work. Quick swing in by Nyx, wants to try and open up this wall, because if it doesn't get open, they're really going to struggle to find a way into the building. There's not going to be any crossfires for them to build from outside, and that is going to be a necessary part of finding the first initial pick on their execute. They can't do that, then the crossfires will simply be too much, and 1-4-3 will take the round.
Absolutely, and that angle that Observe was holding from the table onto the window, very oppressive. Fight that, they can't fight it. And Nyx is very unaware of the position. If they had intel on him, he would be a free pick. And Teku holding from, I don't remember what this room is called, swinging and getting a pick onto Observe, who was trying to take that gunfight but could not take it, and getting a second one in, Yep. Defenders win.
Defenders win.
Nice job,
Our stream is a little bit laggy.
Can we get a replay on that? Can we get a official
Instant replay?
Yeah, instant replay on that?
Yeah, we have a replay operator, right?
Yeah, we're joking. We don't have the payment for that.
But in any case, we saw it. 1-4-3 won the round. Teku nearly took it back. But 1-4-3, rather, who was that? I believe that was Nebs playing the Azami. I don't recall, but in any case, they were just too talented. They were able to fend off the onslaught from Teku, and it was enough for 1-4-3 to take the round. So already doing a lot better than they did on the last map, and hopefully we continue to see a good battle.
Though I will say that is the most defender-sided site in the game. You did say that.
I said that, and I meant on the map.
On the map, sure. But you did say that is a very defender-sided site. So there could be a reason to the one round. And last map, the one round was not enough for them. Let's see if 1-4-3 can change that and get a few more rounds under their belt.
I think they're going to be able to. 1-4-3 has shown from time to time glimpses of brilliance, of positioning themselves well and playing with good discipline. And if they're able to actually grab onto that and hold it, I think it will do them very well on this map. This map is the most balanced, so the team that ultimately has the best fundamentals more than likely is going to win this map. So, and 1-4-3, if they continue to show the fundamentals that they had for the most part during that last round, that could be telling.
And, you know, with this map seeming to move pretty fast, and also it being relatively newer, so people won't have years of experience of scrimming on it.
Did you just say newers?
Newer.
Oh my god, was that a pro-legged
And
reference?
Seppuku does get a pick, and when did Disma die?
I'm not 100% certain, but
Who killed Disma?
all right, Seppuku killed Disma as well, so we find ourselves in a 3v5 favoring TopFrag, and they've taken a decent amount of map control. Pax is going to be looking for this flank. Is it going to be possible? Here goes a Nitro, and yes, that's going to land. Tabled is off the board. Free kill for 1-4-3, giving them a little bit more of a chance. Another shot by Nyx going to eliminate Neb, though, and that puts us back in a 2v4. Not a fun situation if you're the defenders, because there is a lot of map control you need to control with only 2 players, one of them not even near the site. In fact, T-Room has been completely seceded to the attackers. Nyx makes the entry, and Pax pays for it with their life, and now Nyx LMG not quite enough. Observe is able to eliminate them, and Observe has found themselves in a 1v3.
Does
Not
not,
very
have
long
the
ago.
clutch gene. Does not
No.
have that clutch gene. Great player though. Observe, I have noticed, has brought a lot of value into early picks. He is one of the leading aggressors onto this team, and has had a very big impact. However, you know, with no util, 2v4, no map control, no man advantage, not much your early game pressure can really do.
Speaking of early game pressure, we're back. Karaoke and T, although this could be the 3rd time in a row that 1-4-3 loses this site, I think they may have something up their sleeve. The confidence
Attackers need to locate and
is
defuse
hopefully
bomb.
not unwarranted, because there are 2 other sites on this map that are just as good. Hopefully 1-4-3 has an idea of what they are and how to play them. If not, though, well, I really hope they've got a plan for this round.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You know, picking the same site, like I said last game, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Where do you go from there? You've
I
already
don't even
lost
know.
the site twice.
Pretty sure that's a
The
crowd.
other sites are great.
10 seconds left before insertion.
I'm pretty sure that's a crowd.
5
Yeah.
seconds left before insertion.
Because 3 is a
Attackers
crowd.
need to locate and defuse the bomb.
You know, you're really funny.
Thanks, Bagel.
Yeah, I'm the only person to ever say it to you.
You know, I've never seen a team argue in all chat as much as I've seen TopFrag argue in all chat.
I can't say that I've been reading the all chat, but there is definitely something to be said about a little bit of mentals gameplay, if you will. 1-4-3 has been struggling quite a bit, and during that last round, I think that might probably that might affect their mentals a little bit as well. So being able to provide a little bit of persuasion towards losing your mental game might could come out in favor of TopFrag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mental game might be going in favor of TopFrag. I have been seeing the chat go a lot. I'm not reading it as I have been watching this top tier gameplay. Speaking of top tier gameplay, Disma getting a beautiful pick onto Nyx after Nyx missed a few shots. I don't know if the suppressor was there. I moved for the LMG. And also, Seppuku is taken down by Kubo with the 1.5 on Alibi, but that Alibi gun does not have bullets, so that was not in favor of him. However, he